Welcome back to the Chronicles of Meghan Markle, where every public appearance ends up being a masterclass in awkwardness. Just when you thought you'd seen it all, we've dug up even more moments that will make you squirm. But wait, hold up. If you think Meghan Markle is the most awkward of them all, we do too. Make sure to subscribe for more of these awkward moments and expect plenty more of this content here at Star Report. The clumsy mic grab. Let's dive right in with a moment that perfectly captures that slightly off social frequency Meghan seems to operate on. We're at a star-studded charity event hosted by Kevin Costner, an evening filled with Hollywood royalty. As the host is on stage delivering his remarks, Meghan, for reasons that remain a delightful mystery, decides it's her turn to speak. She reaches for the microphone with a confident determination that suggests she had a very important and entirely unscheduled speech to give. The only problem? The person currently holding the mic wasn't quite finished with it. What we get is a brief, clumsy tug of war, a silent, awkward dance of hands negotiating for control of the microphone. It's a moment so baffling you can't help but watch it on a loop. It's a perfect snapshot of her tendency to misread the room in a way that is truly second to none. If you live for these moments of pure, unadulterated cringe, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button. Because we have a whole lot more where that came from, here at Star Report. The Commonwealth Cold Shoulder. It seems Meghan's superpower is creating an invisible force field of awkwardness around her, and nowhere was this more apparent than at a Commonwealth event. As she and Harry take their seats, you can see her trying to be part of the group, attempting to make eye contact and engage. But Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, catches her in the act and delivers a look so icy it could freeze lava. She then immediately distracts Meghan with the most unenthusiastic flag wave in human history. To make matters worse, as the royals are leaving their seats, Meghan bulldozes her way past Sophie to get to the front, completely ignoring royal hierarchy. This wasn't just a simple seating mix-up. It was a masterclass in nonverbal warfare. Royal protocol dictates that you follow the order of precedence, which is based on the line of succession. Sophie, being married to the son of the late Queen, significantly outranked Meghan. For Meghan to physically push past her was seen as a major sign of disrespect. Sophie's lethal glare in response wasn't just a random dirty look. It was the reaction of a seasoned royal, witnessing a blatant and deeply insulting breach of conduct. It was a silent but brutal power play caught on camera for the entire world to see. A royal pain in the grass. As we all know by now, Meghan's public life is a minefield of potential mishaps. Every woman who has ever attempted to wear stilettos on a lawn winced in solidarity during this next moment. While attending a society wedding, she looked absolutely stunning in a flowing Oscar de la Renta dress. Her only miscalculation was the footwear. She chose a pair of sky-high, pencil-thin white heels, a bold and, frankly, amateur move for an outdoor event. As she made her way across the grassy terrain, the inevitable happened. Her heels sank deep into the turf, and for one terrifying slow-motion second, it looked like she was about to perform an involuntary faceplant. With the lightning-fast reflexes of a seasoned pro, she lunged for Harry's hand, saving herself from what would have been an incredibly embarrassing fall. What's truly fascinating here isn't the stumble itself, but the media's reaction. During a period where she was being relentlessly criticized for everything, the press actually praised her for her grace under pressure. It was a rare sliver of positive coverage, but it also highlights the impossibly high tightrope she was walking. One literal slip-up could have generated a week's worth of negative headlines, turning a simple fashion blunder into a national incident. The Endeavor Fund Awards fumble. From a physical slip-up to a professional one, Meghan seems to have a knack for finding herself in disorganized situations. Let's go back to the Endeavor Fund Awards ceremony. A night that seemed destined for the blooper reel right from the start. Meghan and her co-host confidently stepped up to the podium, all smiles, ready to present an award. There was just one tiny, but rather crucial, detail they'd overlooked. Their notes were a complete and total disaster. It appears they had two different sets of papers, and neither of them seemed to be the right one. What followed was a painfully long, silent pause as they frantically shuffled through their mismatched notes on live television. Meghan's nervous laughter filled the dead air, providing a cringy soundtrack to the slow-motion train wreck happening on stage. She did her best to play it off, to smooth over the cracks in the presentation, but the damage was done. It was the kind of live television nightmare that makes you want to watch through the gaps in your fingers. She eventually managed to sort out the mess and hand over her notes, but it was a clumsy, chaotic start to the evening, and another sterling addition to her ever-expanding collection of public fumbles. The penmanship proclamation. Before she was a duchess, Meghan was a lifestyle guru, and she even filmed segments offering tips on how to live your best, most curated life. In one particularly baffling clip, she decided to teach the world the art of handwriting. Not just any handwriting, but the kind that requires you to draw your own lines in a blank notebook with a soft pencil because, apparently, buying a lined notebook is for peasants. She then proudly proclaims that she received an A- in a penmanship class in school. A humble brag so specific and so strange, it's clear she's still not over it. This entire segment is a fascinating glimpse into the hyper-managed, detail-obsessed world she was creating for herself long before she met Harry. Before her acting career took off, Meghan actually worked as a freelance calligrapher, doing the invitations for Robin Thicke's wedding, and even teaching classes at a paper goods store. This wasn't just a quirky hobby, it was part of her brand. The segment feels less like a helpful tip and more like a desperate attempt to project an image of old-world elegance and meticulous perfection. It's trying so hard to be sophisticated that it loops all the way back around to being deeply, deeply cringe. The premier predicament. Timing, as they say, is everything. And in the high-stakes chess game of royal public relations, a poorly timed appearance can be a disastrous move. Just as the royal family was dealing with the deeply unsettling news of health crises affecting both King Charles and Kate Middleton, Harry and Meghan decided it was the perfect moment for a glamorous island vacation. They jetted off to Jamaica for the premiere of the Bob Marley biopic, One Love. Dressed in a stunning black gown, Meghan looked every bit the Hollywood A-lister, smiling for the cameras. The only problem? The optics were, to put it gently, atrocious. While the family she had married into was facing a period of intense crisis and concern, their sun-drenched red carpet appearance came across as jarringly tone-deaf. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams called it a deliberate ploy to send a message to the monarchy about what they were missing. Whether it was a calculated power play or just a case of blissful self-absorption, the appearance felt less like a celebration of a film and more like a desperate and deeply inappropriate grab for the spotlight. For many, it was a move that screamed disrespect. Invictus Games and milkshake musings. The Invictus Games, Prince Harry's signature achievement, and a project built on courage and selfless service, should have been a guaranteed PR win for the couple. It's an event that's practically impossible to get wrong. And yet, Meghan still found a way to create a moment that left people utterly perplexed. At the 2023 Games, she made a few questionable fashion choices, like greeting British veterans in shorts and sandals, an outfit some felt was a bit too casual for the formal setting. She also arrived late to the opening ceremony, but the true masterpiece of awkwardness was her speech. Instead of using her significant platform to amplify the incredible stories of the wounded warriors competing, she decided to take a bizarre detour into her own domestic life. She rambled on about her children and, for some inexplicable reason, milkshakes. The speech felt completely disconnected from the event and profoundly self-indulgent, as if she had forgotten why she was there. It left many in the audience bewildered, wondering if she truly understood the gravity and importance of the Invictus Games, or if it was just another stage for her to talk about herself. The engagement interview that aged like milk. Finally, let's take a trip all the way back to the beginning, to that fairy tale engagement interview that had the entire world swooning. It was a perfectly produced moment, filled with loving gazes and charming stories. But watching it now, with the benefit of hindsight, one of Meghan's claims stands out as particularly hard to swallow. She insisted, with the utmost sincerity, that she knew almost nothing about Prince Harry before their blind date. Her one and only question for their mutual friend, she famously claimed, was simply, well, is he nice?
I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, well, is he nice? Because if he wasn't kind, it just didn't It didn't seem.
Now, let's be honest for a moment. This is Prince Harry, the son of Princess Diana, arguably the most famous woman of the 20th century. A man who had been a permanent fixture in the global media since the day he was born. The idea that an accomplished, media-savvy actress with an active social media presence had somehow managed to remain completely unaware of his existence is, to put it mildly, a bit of a stretch. It was a beautifully crafted line that fit perfectly into the narrative of a woman falling for the man, not the prince. But for many, it simply didn't ring true. It felt less like a candid confession and more like the first of many carefully curated and slightly unbelievable public statements. Meghan's public life is a never-ending saga of social missteps and questionable choices that keep us all coming back for more. So, which moment made you cringe the hardest? Drop a comment below. I'm dying to know what you think. See you next time.